Did you know that it takes just a few minutes to clip in fancy hair extensions? In this video, I will show you how easy it is to clip in fancy hair extensions. But before we begin, I'd like to mention that fancy hair extensions come in 3 sets that vary in weight. Each weight is customized to suit thin, medium thick, or very thick hair types. Keep in mind that the quality, length, and craftsmanship of all fancy hair sets are exactly the same. They only vary in weight so as to provide you with the best coverage based on your hair type. One of the best features of fancy hair extensions are the reinforced lace wefts that minimize shedding and the secure clips that feature a silicone lining under the teeth. The clips open and close with just a bit of pressure and grip onto your hair securely without any pulling. In this video, I will be showing you how I clip in my 240-gram set of fancy hair extensions. It's also good to know that there are absolutely no rules on how to clip in your fancy hair extensions. The way that I will be clipping in my hair extensions is my method and is the method that I personally find gives me the best coverage and most seamless blending for my hair type. You can feel free to clip in your hair extensions in a different order and omit any pieces you wish. This is my 240-gram set of fancy hair extensions in Hazelnut Dirty Blonde. It contains 12 pieces total. It has one 9-inch weft, one 8-inch weft, two 6-inch wefts, two 4-inch wefts, two 3-inch wefts, and four 1.5-inch wefts. To clip in your hair extensions, all you need is your fancy hair extension set, a teasing brush, a hairbrush, and a sectioning clip. Now that we have all of our tools, we're ready to begin. Begin by placing your hair extensions in sequential order from the piece that you will be clipping in first to the piece you'll be clipping in last. I have my clip-in pieces arranged in the following order: my two 4-inch wefts, my two 6-inch wefts, my one 8-inch weft, my one 9-inch weft, my two 3-inch wefts, and finally my four 1.5-inch wefts. Make sure you thoroughly brush your hair from bottom to top to get rid of any tangles. Separate your hair in the back at about ear level and section away the top section of hair so that it's not in your way. I'm just going to use the tip of my teasing brush to do this, but you may also use your fingertips. Using a teasing brush, gently tease the roots of the separated section. This will give the clips a good foundation to grip onto, and it will help the clips stay put for a long time. If you have fine or thin hair, I highly recommend spraying the roots after you tease them with a fine mist hairspray to make sure that the teased hair won't come undone. Make sure that the hairspray is completely dry before you clip in each weft. Once you've teased the roots of the separated section, take your first clip-in piece, which in my case is the 4-inch weft, and clip it into the teased section. Separate another section of hair about 1/2 inch to 1 inch above the first clipped-in weft and tease the roots just like you did the first time, and spray the teased section with hairspray if necessary. Once you've teased the roots of the separated section, take your second weft, which in my case is another 4-inch weft, and clip it into the teased section. Continue to separate, tease, and clip the remaining clip-in hair extension wefts in the order that you arrange them. And don't worry if your sections are not perfectly straight. They will not be visible when you're done. I'm going to fast forward to the top section so you can see how I clip in the last few wefts at the crown of my head. At this point, I've clipped in 6 hair extension wefts so far. The last weft that I clipped in was my 9-inch weft, which is positioned around the crown of my head. I now have 2 3-inch wefts and 4 1.5-inch wefts left. Let me show you how I like to position them. To clip in the 2 3-inch wefts, I like to separate my hair on either side about 1/2 inch to 1 inch above my crown and about 1 inch away from my hairline. Next, I like to clip in 2 1.5-inch wefts on either side above my ears wherever I feel I need extra coverage. I like to clip in the remaining two 1.5-inch wefts on either side of my head right above the two 3-inch wefts. If you have finer or thinner hair, you might need to position these smaller wefts lower down so that they won't peek through at the top. Lastly, release all of the hair that's clipped away and combine your natural hair with the hair extensions by brushing them together thoroughly. This will allow them to blend together seamlessly. And that's it. Clipping in your fancy hair extensions is super easy, and once you get used to it and become familiar with the areas that you need more or less coverage, you can clip in your hair extensions within 5 to 15 minutes. It's the best way to add extra length and thickness to your hair in a matter of minutes and takes just 5 minutes or less to remove them. If you still have any questions about clipping in your fancy hair extensions, please don't hesitate to send us an email and we will help you from there. Email us at info@getfancyhair.com.